1 of Nicholas Nickleby by Edward Stirling. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Cast of characters: Ralph Nickleby,
Read by Thomas Peter.
Nicholas Nickleby,
Read by Todd.
Newman Noggs,
Read by Adrian Stevens.
Mr. Mantellini,
Read by Algie Pug.
Squeers,
Read by Alan Mapstone.
Scaly,
Read by Rob Marland.
Smike,
Read by Jake Malizia.
Lord Verissoft,
Read by Greg Giordano.
John Brodie,
Read by Andrew Latheron.
Mrs. Nickleby,
Read by Wendy Katz-Hiller.
Kate Nickleby,
Read by Jen Broda.
Madame Mantellini,
Read by Matea Bracic.
Miss Nagg,
Read by T.J. Burns.
Miss Fanny Squeers,
Read by Michelle Eaton.
Miss Price,
Read by Lynette Calkins.
Mrs. Squeers,
Read by Am Lee.
Boys,
Read by Joanna Michael-White.
Girls,
Read by Bethany Baldwin.
Waiter,
Read by David Purdy.
Guard,
Read by Jim Locke.
Servant,
Read by James Hedrick.
Stage directions read by Kelly Taylor. Nicholas Nickleby, a farce in 2 acts, taken from the popular work of that name by Boz, by Edward Stirling, Esquire. Act 1, Scene 1, the coffee room, the window of which extends across the stage. In yard of Saracen's Head, Snow Hill, seen through it. Fire is seen burning cheerfully. A table laid for breakfast, coffee, and etc. smoking. Opposite is another table, at which are seated 4 little boys, eagerly watching Squeers, who is eating voraciously and cutting large slices from a round of beef, which is placed on a 3rd table, and occasionally pocketing the same. A 5th boy sits on a small box. An ostler or chambermaid crosses. It is snowing lightly during scene. Squeers, speaking to children while eating.
Conquer your passions, boys, and don't be so eager after victuals.
Swallows a large piece. A waiter enters with a large jug, a kettle, and water.
The milk, sir.
Squeers, speaking with his mouth full.
Very well.
Looks into jug.
Is this 2 penn'orth, William?
2 penn'orth, sir.
What a rare article milk is in London. Fill the jug up to the top with water.
To the top, sir? Why, the milk will be drowned.
Filling jug from kettle.
Serve it right for being so dear. Now, have you brought the bread and butter for these 5 little boys?
Yes, sir.
Places a small plate of thick bread and butter on table.
Very good. I expect a young gentleman by the name of Nickleby. When he arrives, send him to me.
Yes, sir.
Going.
Stop. You may leave the kettle.
Waiter places kettle on fireplace and exits, tasting milk and pouring water in it.
Here's richness. Think of the many beggars and orphans in the street that would be glad of this, little boys.
Pours more water.
Now, boys, for breakfast. When I say number 1, the boy on the left hand nearest the window may take a drink. And when I say number 2, the boy next to him will go in. And so till number 5, which is the last boy. Are you all ready?
Yes, please, sir.
That's right. Keep so till I tell you to begin. Number 1.
Boy drinks.
Number 2.
Drinks.
3, 4, and 5.
All drink.
And now for the bread and butter.
Breaking it into 5 portions.
Look sharp, but when the horn blows, every boy leaves off.
Boys eat quickly, Squeers standing before fire.
Capital chance, this Nickleby for me. The very man I want. It's not the first time old Ralph has thrown me a bone to pick.
A horn sounds, and people cross yard with luggage.
That's the horn. Leave off, boys. Number 1, pull that crust out of your mouth. 4 and 5, I'll knock your heads together.
Taking bread and butter from them and placing it in a small basket.
There, you'll want it on the road.
Waiter re-enters, right hand.
Mr. Nickleby, sir.
Very well, William. Get these boys on the coach, will you?
Waiter exits with boys, right hand. Ralph and Nicholas enter, right hand. Squeers bows. Squeers to Ralph.
Servant, sir. Those dear children are 5 pupils of mine, all booked outside for the delightful village of Do the Boys Hall, near Greta Bridge, in Yorkshire, where youths are boarded, clothed, booked, washed, furnished with pocket money, and...
As advertised. We know all about it, sir.
You do, sir, you do. No man better. That boy you sent us, Dorker, he that died, how kind Mrs. Squeers behaved to him. The attention that was bestowed upon him in his illness. Dry toast and warm tea every night and morning when he couldn't swallow it. A candle in his bedroom on the very night he died, and the best Walker's Dictionary to lay his head upon. Yet he died ungrateful.
Ralph groans. Squeers whispers to Ralph.
That half-witted fool still lives, although we've tried everything.
Silence. My nephew, Mr. Nicholas Nickleby.
Squeers aside.
Oh, Mum.
To Nicholas.
How do you do, sir? You'd be delighted with Mrs. Squeers. She'll be a mother to you.
Squeers, Ralph, and Nicholas retire up, talking, and exit right hand. Scene 2. Newman Noggs enters. First entrance, left hand. Noggs, looking cautiously round.
Governor, not here. All right.
Producing a dirty, soiled letter.
This may be a slight assistance to his nephew. Poor lad. Widowed mother, innocent, pretty sister, unprovided. Not a friend to look to, but Ralph Nickleby. He, a friend to anything but himself. No, no. I've heard of hard arts, but rock marbles, a feather bed to is.
A noise of passengers arriving. Horn sounds, and "Coach, coach ready!"
I mustn't be seen. No, no. Secrecy. Secrecy's the word.
Retires behind coach. Enter Mrs. Nickleby, Kate, Ralph, Squeers, and Nicholas. Right hand, first entrance. Ralph, to Mrs. Nickleby.
Don't tell me, madam. I never paid for a hackney coach in my life.
Can't help it. If the dear boy had gone without seeing us, I should never have forgiven myself. Without his breakfast, too.
Breakfast? Stuff. When I first started in the world, I took a penny loaf and a drink at the pump for my breakfast.
Squeers, who has been placing boys on coach.
Now, Nickleby, I think you better get up behind. I'm afraid of one of them boys falling off, and that would be a clear loss of £20 a year, and 2 towels.
Kate, to Nicholas.
Dear Nicholas, who is that vulgar man?
Squeers, giving a card.
Mr. Wackford Squeers, ma'am. and I'm far from being ashamed of it. Them's some of my boys, all gentlemen's sons. Each boy is required to bring 2 suits of clothes, 6 shirts, 6 pair of stockings, 2 nightcaps, 2 pocket handkerchiefs, 2 pair of shoes, 2 hats, and 1 razor.
A razor? What's that for?
To shave with.
Touches his own beard. Ralph, advancing.
My niece, Nicholas's sister, Mr. Squeers.
Squeers, bowing.
Indeed. I wish Mrs. Squeers took gals, and we had you for a teacher. I don't know, though. She might grow jealous. Eh? Ha ha!
Retires up with Ralph and talks apart.
I don't half like the appearance of this person, Nicholas. What kind of a place are you going to?
Aside to Nicholas.
I hardly know, Kate, but I suppose the Yorkshire folks are rather rough and uncultivated. Mr. Squeers is my employer. You mustn't take his coarseness ill.
Squeers and Ralph look round.
They are looking this way. I must take my place. Bless you, love. And good-bye, mother. Look forward to our meeting again some day. Good-bye.
Kisses sister and mother, then exit left hand, first entrance, and re-enter immediately, upper entrance, left hand, and is seen to mount coach. Kate and Mrs. Nickleby crying.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Squeers to Ralph.
I understand. I'll hold him with a tight hand, and for Smike.
Ralph aside, interrupting Squeers.
As you value my friendship, never let me hear any news of the brat again. But his
death? Ha ha!
Nodding his head and placing his fingers on his nose, they whisper. Ralph gives money, and all exit first entrance, left hand. Newman Noggs, who has stolen on during the later part of the scene, upper entrance, left hand, now approaches the coach cautiously. Noggs, holding up letter to Nicholas.
Here.
What's this?
Hush.
Points to Ralph, who has entered upper entrance, left hand, with all the characters for tableau.
Take it. Read it. Nobody knows. That's all.
Nicholas, taking letter.
Stop.
Noggs, going.
I can't.
Why?
Because I won't.
Tableau.
Now, gentlemen, coach ready.
Horn blows. Squeers jumps up. Kate and Mrs. Nickleby wave their hands. Coach moves slowly. Snow descends heavily as scene closes in. Scene 3. A chamber in Madame Mantalini's house. A single knock and a bell heard as the scene opens. Enter a servant in livery, left hand, first entrance. Servant, yawning.
I never saw such a bore of a house as this is. Knocker and bell going from morning till night. I must positively give my master his discharge.
Exit right hand, first entrance, and re-enter immediately, followed by Newman Noggs, carrying a letter.
Give this to your master. Mr. Ralph Nickleby will be here immediately. Be quick. No time to lose.
Gives letter.
No time to lose.
Mimicking.
What a wild boar.
Exit slowly.
Nice place the benevolent old gentleman has selected for the pretty delicate creature, his niece, a dressmaker, a milliner, and open to all the insults and degradations that the wasps and butterflies of fashion may choose to heap upon her. And for what? Why, the splendid recompense of 6 shillings per week, 14 hours per day, and find herself in food and all the necessaries for life, the boy packed off to the worst of slavery, the drudgery of a Yorkshire school, the girl condemned to perpetual misery and squalid poverty. So much for the widow's friend, kind uncle, and loving brother. Bah! I'm ashamed to own myself of the same species. But a day will come,
Rubbing his hands, enter Ralph Nickleby, conducting Kate, right hand, first entrance.
Why are you loitering here, idling your time away? Go home.
Yes, sir, but allow me to...
Ralph, loud.
Go.
Oh.
Hobbles off, right hand, first entrance.
Is this Madame Mantalini, sir?
It is Madame Mantalini's. And what of that, pray?
Kate, timidly.
Nothing.
Oh, I thought you might have some objections to offer to the situation I have been at the trouble of providing for you.
Uncle, I must ask one question. Am I to live at home?
At home? Where's that? Didn't know you had one.
I mean with my mother, the widow. I cannot leave her.
Humbug. Do as you like. Though you will live here to all intents and purposes. For here you will take your meals. Here you will be from morning till night, and occasionally till morning again.
But at night, I mean. I must be with my mother at home, although that home may be humble.
May be humble. Must be, you mean?
Your pardon, uncle. The word slipped from my tongue.
I hope it did. We must have no false notions of pride.
Mantalini is heard, speaking without. Mantalini without.
Make haste, my divinity. Can't exist without you, upon my honour.
Enter Mantalini, left hand, first entrance.
Nickleby, how are you? Damn it, you don't mean to say you want me yet, do you?
Not yet. Niece.
I remember, damn it. I remember now what you came for. Ha ha! Forgot the note, and thought you wanted money. You are such a rum fellow, Nickleby. The damnedest, long-headed, queerest tempered old coiner of gold and silver ever was. Damn it!
Enter Madame Mantalini, left hand, first entrance.
My life! What a damned devil of a time you have been!
I didn't know Mr. Nickleby was here, love.
Then what a double-damned infernal rascal that footman must be, my love.
That is entirely your fault, my dear.
My fault? My heart's joy?
Certainly, you will not correct the man.
Correct the man, my soul's delight?
Yes, I'm sure he was speaking too bad enough.
Then do not vex yourself. He shall be horsewhipped till he cries out damnably.
Kisses her. She pulls him violently by the ear.
No, ma'am, this is my niece.
Bringing Kate forward.
Just so. Miss Nickleby, can you speak French, child?
Crosses to Kate. Kate, timidly.
Yes, ma'am.
Like a damned native.
Eyeing Kate with a glass.
We keep 20 young women constantly employed in this establishment.
Yes, and some of 'em damned handsome too.
Mantalini!
My idol.
Do you wish to break my heart?
Not for 20,000 hemispheres populated with little belly dancers.
You will pay no attention, if you please, to what Mr. Mantalini says. He knows nothing whatever about any of my young ladies. He was never even in the workroom. I do not allow it. Pray, what hours of work have you been accustomed to?
I have never been accustomed to work at all, ma'am.
For which reason she will work the better.
I hope so. Our hours are from 9 to 9, with extra work when we're very full of business, for which I allow payment. Dinner and tea you will take here. Your wages will average from 5 to 7 shillings a week.
Mantalini, aside.
What you do with so much damned money, I can't guess.
If you are ready to come, you had better begin tomorrow morning at 9 precisely. Miss Nagg, my forewoman, shall be prepared to receive you. Is there any more, Mr. Nickleby?
Nothing more, ma'am.
Madame Mantalini, curtsying.
Then I believe that's all. Come, love.
Yes, my soul. Adieu, Nickleby. Au revoir, you little bonnet sylph.
Bowing to Kate.
Mind the damned 9 in the morning.
Madame Mantalini, angrily.
Mantalini,
putting his arm round her waist and hurrying her off.
Silence, Charmant. You know I'm too damned fond of you.
Exit Mantalini and Madame, left hand first entrance.
There now, you're provided for. I had some idea of providing for your mother in a pleasant part of the country. But as you want to be together, I must try to do something else for her. She has a little money, hasn't she?
A very little.
A little will go a great way if it's used sparingly. There's a house empty that belongs to me. I can put you into it till it's let. We've no time to spare now. Come, I'll see you into the street, then you must find your way home. Turn to the right hand, straight on. If you forget, then ask, or stand still till you remember again.
Exit hurriedly, right hand first entrance, dragging Kate after him on his arm. Scene 4. A dilapidated room, supposed to be a kitchen at Dotheboys Hall. Window in front, through which snow is falling. A fireplace, second entrance right hand. The reflection of the moon falls strongly on Smike, who is sitting by a wretched fire, with his head leaning upon his hands and knees. A solitary rushlight illuminates the scene. Stage half dark. Smike mournfully sighs.
Oh dear, oh dear. He died. My heart will break. It will. There is no hope for me. How many years have passed since I was a little child, younger than any that are here now?
Wildly.
Where are they all gone? I wish I was with poor Dorker, the boy that died here. I remember when I sat up with him at night, he cried no more for friends he wished to come and sit with him, but began to see faces round his bed that came from home all smiling. Ah, what faces will smile on me when I die?
Shivering.
Oh, who will talk to me in those long, long nights? They cannot come from home. I don't know what home is. Nothing but pain and fear. Pain and fear for me, alive or dead. No hope, no hope.
Buries his face in his hands. A loud knocking at door in front. Smike rises hastily, wipes his eyes. Squeers without.
Are you coming tonight? The wind blows fit to knock a man off his legs.
Smike sighs.
He's come again. Oh.
Opens door in flat. Enter Squeers and Nicholas down in flat.
Is that you, Smike?
Yes, sir.
Then why the devil didn't you come to the door before?
Please, sir, I was almost asleep over the fire.
Fire? What fire?
The kitchen fire, sir. Mrs. said as I was sitting up I might come in for a warm.
Your missus is a fool. You'd have been more awake in the cold, I reckon. Away with you, and tell Mrs. Squeers I'm arrived. Jump!
Exit Smike slowly. Right hand first entrance.
Is this Dotheboys Hall, sir?
Yes, but you needn't call it an hall down here. The fact is, it ain't an hall.
Oh, indeed.
No, we call it a hall up in London, 'cause it sounds better. A man may call his house an island if he likes. There's no Act of Parliament agin that, I believe.
Strutting up to Nicholas. Mrs. Squeers without.
Where is he? Where's my dearie?
Enter Mrs. Squeers, followed by Smike, ragged hand first entrance. Mrs. Squeers rushes into Squeers' arms and kisses him. Smike goes to fireplace.
How is my Squeery?
Well, love, how are the cows?
All right.
And the pigs?
As well as can be expected.
Come, that's a blessing. The boys are all as they were, I suppose.
They're well enough. That young pitcher's had a fever.
Damn that boy. He's always at something of that sort.
I say it's obstinacy. I beat it out of him, and I told you so 6 months ago.
You did, darling, you did. This is a new young man, my dear.
Oh.
You must give him a shakedown in the parlour tonight. You don't much mind how you sleep, I suppose, Nickleby?
No, I am not particular.
That's lucky, eh, Mrs. Squeery, my dearie?
Laughs. Smike comes forward.
Well, what do you want, eh?
Smike, trembling.
Did anybody... has nothing been heard about me?
Devil a bit, and never will be. Pretty sort of thing, ain't it? That you should have been left here all these years, and no money paid after the first 6 months, nor no clue left who you belong to, and I've had to feed and clothe you. That's the best of the joke.
Smike presses his hands to his head and exits. Right hand first entrance.
It's my firm belief, Squeers, that young chap's turning silly.
I hope he won't make such a fool of himself, for he's a handy fellow, and worth his meat and drink any day. Besides, we should lose, I'll tell you by and by. Let's have supper. I'm hungry. Nickleby will pick a bit with us tonight. Tomorrow we'll settle matters and put him into his regular bedroom. Let me see, how many have we got in Brooks's bed? Jennings 1, Boulder 2, Greymarsh 3, Primrose 4, and what's his name 5? Yeah, Brooks is full.
Nicholas, aside.
I should think he was, poor devil.
There's a place somewhere, but I can't call to mind where. 7 in the morning, 7 winter, and 6 in the summer.
I shall be ready, sir.
I'll come myself and show you where the pump is. You'll always find a little bit of soap in the kitchen window. That belongs to you. I don't know what boy's towel I can put you on, but if you'll make shift tomorrow morning, Mrs. S. will arrange it. My dear, don't forget.
I'll take care. And mind how you take care, young man, and always get first wash. The teacher ought to have it, but the boys get the better of him and wallop him if they can.
Squeers, aside.
Now for supper. We'll eat first. He can polish the bones.
Mrs. Squeers, aside.
Hush! I've got a nice juicy steak. I bought a large piece on purpose.
Why have you? For what? Not for the boys.
No.
I didn't think you'd make such a noddy of yourself. Ha ha.
Squeers and Mrs. Squeers exit right-hand first entrance, his arm around her waist. Nicholas, walking up and down stage.
Extraordinary person. Wild, uncouth place. Can my uncle have been deceived? Or has he willingly condemned me to such a life as this? No, I wrong him for the supposition. Perhaps I am judging too hastily. Matters may turn out here much better than they promise. I must be patient, and endeavour to accommodate myself to circumstances, for my mother and dear sister's sake.
Takes out Newman Nogg's letter.
What an extraordinary hand! Why did Noggs give this to me? There was an earnestness in his manner that has struck me forcibly.
Reads.
My dear young man, I know the world. Your father did not, or he would not have done me a kindness when there was no hope of return. You do not, or you would not be bound on such a journey. If ever you want a shelter in London, they know where I live at the sign of the Crown, in Silver Street, Golden Square. It is at the corner of Silver and James Street, bar door both ways. You can come at night. Once nobody was ashamed. Never mind that. It's all over now. Newman Noggs. P.S. If you should go near Barnard Castle, there is good ale at the King's Head. Say you know me, and I am sure they will not charge you for it. You may say Mr. Noggs there, for I was a gentleman then. I was indeed.
Smike re-enters slowly, right hand, first entrance. Smike, shivering.
You're to go in to supper, sir.
Thank you.
Crosses to right hand.
You are shivering. Are you cold?
No, I'm not cold. I'm used to it.
Poor fellow.
Patting Smike's head.
What a pitiable object. My heart bleeds for him.
Exit right hand, first entrance.
He spoke kindly to me. I can't bear it. When shall I hear from home, from someone that loves me? To remain longer in this dreadful place will drive me mad. If I was a little bird, then I could fly far, far away, to live happily all the summer days among the green fields and wild flowers. Yes, I'll go at once.
Runs to window.
But there are no flowers now. The cold, glistening snow is on the ground, and the green fields are buried under a large white shroud. If I left the house now, I might be starved, and drop helpless and frozen like the poor birds.
Pauses.
I've heard that good people that live away from this place, they feed the pretty harmless robins when the cold days and dark nights are on. Perhaps they would feed me too, for I am very harmless, very. I'll run to them at once and ask them.
Going. Squeers, heard without, right hand.
Smike, you lazy rascal! Where are you?
Smike, creeping from window.
I dare not go. That voice renders me helpless. I'll wait till the moon goes to sleep and the gloomy clouds come down. Then I'll fly away to be my own master, to walk about the day and sleep soundly at night.
Laughs.
That will be what some of the boys call liberty.
Clasps his hands with joy.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love liberty. Yes, yes. This night I'll be free.
Exit through the window carefully. The reflection of the moon is thrown upon Smike as he gets out of the window. He then closes the window shutters, and the scene changes. Scene 5. The workroom at Mantalini's. A number of girls discovered at work making bonnets, etc. Miss Nagg, Kate, and Madame Mantalini discovered. Tableau. Madame Mantalini coming forward.
Miss Nagg, this is the young person I spoke to you about, Miss Nickleby.
Girls, aside to each other.
The new country young lady.
I think for the present she will not be of much use, but her appearance will
suit very well with mine. Miss Nickleby's and I are quite a pair.
Door, second entrance left hand, opens. Mantalini peeps in.
Is my life and soul there?
No!
Girls laugh aside.
How can it say so, when it is blooming there like a little rose in a demnition flower pot? May its poppet come in and talk?
Certainly not. You know I never allow you in the workroom. Go along.
Mantalini walks toward her on tiptoe, blowing kisses to her.
Why will it vex itself and twist its little face into bewitching nutcrackers?
Embracing her.
Oh, I can't bear you.
Not bear me? Fibs, fibs, it couldn't be. There's not a woman alive that would tell me such a thing to my face. To my own face.
Girls laugh.
Ladies, leave the room.
Girls rise.
Miss Nagg, retire a few minutes with Miss Nickleby.
One of the girls laughs loud.
Miss Jones, your services will not be required after tomorrow evening.
I'm sure I don't care. I can get £1 a day in my victuals anywhere, and here I get none.
Girls exit, talking. Mantalini is seated in chair, left hand, coquetting with Kate Nickleby.
Isn't he a beautiful man creature?
Miss Nagg and Kate exit, right hand, second entrance.
Alfred, I am surprised at your conduct. Why do you show yourself to the girls, my young ladies?
Mantalini, tapping her chin.
If you will be odiously, damnably, outrageously jealous, my soul, you will be very miserable. Horrid miserable, damnation miserable.
Mantalini sits and pulls Madame on his knee. Madame Mantalini, pettishly.
I am miserable.
Do not put itself out of humour. It is a pretty, bewitching, little demmed countenance, and it should not be put out of humour, for it spoils its loveliness, and makes it cross and gloomy, like a frightful, naughty, demmed hobgoblin.
I am not to be brought round in that way always, sir.
It shall be brought round in any way it likes best, and not brought round at all if it likes it better.
You are always flirting with some new person. Last night at the ball your attention to Miss Laspinini was remarked by everyone.
No, no, upon my soul, my life.
They were. I had my eye upon you all the time.
Bless the little winking, twinkling eyes. Was it upon me all the time? Oh, damn it.
You ought not to waltz with anybody but your own wife, and I will not bear it, Mantalini, if I take poison first.
Throws herself into a chair.
She will not take poison and have horrid pains, will she?
Drawing a chair towards her and seating himself.
She will not take poison because she had a demmed fine husband who might have married 2 countesses and a dowager.
2 countesses? You told me 1 before.
2 demmed fine women, real countesses, and splendid fortunes, damn it.
Madame Mantalini, playfully.
And Why didn't you?
Why didn't I? Had I not seen the demdest little fascinator in all the world? And while that little fascinator is my wife, may not all the countesses and dowagers in England be—
Madame Mantalini kisses him in time to interrupt the sentence.
Dear Alfred.
Adorable Evelina, let me worship. Can't it spare its Alfie a little more cash? My existence's jewel?
Don't ask, my love. We've so little in hand.
Then we must have some more pigeon. We must have some discount out of old Nickleby to carry on the war with. Damn it.
But you can't want any more just now, dear.
My life and soul. There is a horse for sale at Scrubb's, which it would be a sin and a crime to lose. Magnificent quadruped. Going, my sense of joy, for nothing.
For nothing? I am glad of that.
But actually nothing. 100 guineas down would buy him. Mane and crest, and legs and tail, and all of the demdest beauty. I will ride him in the park before the very chariots of the rejected countesses. The demmed old dowager will faint with grief and rage, and the other two will say, "He is married. He has made away with himself. It is a demmed thing. It is all up." They will hate each other damnably, and wish you dead and buried. Ha, 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 ha.
Ha, ha, you naughty flatterer. I suppose I must see what money I have in the desk.
Going very slowly.
Make haste, angel of bounty. Get me the 100, or I shall devour you with kisses. Absolutely swallow its little body, clothes and all, damn it.
Exit, left hand, first entrance, with Madame Mantalini coquetting and running her off. Scene 6. A parlour, meanly furnished, in Dotheboys Hall. Enter Miss Squeers and Miss Price, right hand, first entrance, carrying a table, followed by a servant girl with tea things, which she places on table, then fetches 4 chairs, 2 candles, a light on table.
So, Fanny, you've really got a right-down sweetheart at last, eh?
Yes, Tilda, and I flatter myself such a one as folks don't meet with every day. He's a perfect gentleman, bred and born.
Lor, how nice!
Ain't it? We fell in love with one another at first sight. He's only been here a fortnight. Now can't you guess who it is, Tilly dear?
Is it the new tutorer, Mr. Nickleby?
Miss Squeers simpers.
Yes. Although he's only Pa's assistant, he's a young gentleman of high birth and immense connections. I mustn't tell you all I know just yet, but he will have heaps of money, and perhaps a title or 2. Ain't I a fortunate girl at last?
Uncommon. What has he said to you?
Oh, don't ask me. When I begged of him to make me a soft pen this morning, he looked so soft at me. Oh dear, I'm a lost girl, Tilly.
Did he look this way, Fanny?
Squinting.
Yes, only much more genteel. Pa and Ma being out, I've invited him to meet you and your intended Mr. Brodie, the miller's son, to drink tea and play cards in the parlour this evening.
How delicious! John will soon be here. He's only gone home to clean himself.
Fetches chairs. They sit.
Between ourselves, Mr. John's grown rather jealous. I must take him down a bit. I'll give myself a few airs.
I do so palpitate.
Placing her hand on her heart.
Ah, poor thing. I know what it is. You'll soon get the better of it, my dear.
A slight knock, right hand.
Oh, Tilda, there he is. Is my hair in order?
Yes, hush.
Whispers.
Say, come in.
Oh, come in.
Whispering. Nicholas enters, right hand, first entrance.
Good morning, ladies.
Bowing.
I understood from Mr. Squeers that—
Oh, yes, it's all right. Pa, don't tea with us, but you won't mind that, I dare say. We are only waiting for one more gentleman.
Don't mind me a bit, for I'm quite as bad. Go on, just as you would if you were alone.
La, Tilda, I'm ashamed of you.
Both giggle. Nicholas, aside.
What are they about? Well, as I am here, and seem expected, for some reason unknown to myself, to be amiable, why, it's no use looking like a goose. Ladies, allow me the honour.
Places chairs. Girls giggle.
Ain't he a duck, Tilly?
Aside. A heavy footstep heard without. right hand.
That's John Brody's step.
Runs to wing.
Well, John?
John Brody enters, right hand, first entrance.
Well, Matilda,
Grinning.
I be here at last. I had to clean the horses and milk old cow before Mother would get her my Sunday coat to come out a sweethearting.
I beg your pardon, Mr. Nickleby. Mr. John Brody, sir. A perfect gentleman.
Nicholas bows.
He's and a miller, grazier and cow doctor. For eating bacon, drinking Yale and killing a pig, I won't turn my hand upon any chap in Yorkshire. Kiss thy fist, lad.
Grinning.
Now, sit down. The tea's drawn. Mr. Nickleby, will you sit here?
Placing chair next to her.
To be sure he will. Where should he sit?
They all sit at table. Nicholas eats very heartily. Brody, speaking with mouth full.
Old woman out, been she, miss?
Miss Squeers nods.
I'm glad of it. Be a rumman. You don't get thin bread and butter every night, I expect, man. Eh?
Aside.
God, how he does put it away.
Laughs, and appears to choke with a mouthful of bread. Nicholas, sharply.
Sir?
Brody, laughing.
God, if you stop down here at school long enough, mister, you'll be naught but skin and bones. T'other teacher were a leanin'. God, he were. A mopstick was a Daniel Lambert to one.
Your remarks are ungentlemanly and offensive.
Shaking hand.
Sir, and I...
All rise.
Dang it, does want to fight? Come on.
Squaring up to Nicholas. Miss Price, stopping Brody.
If you say another word, John, I'll never forgive you.
Well, I won't. Kiss our lass and we'll say no more about schoolmaster chap.
Kisses Miss Price heartily. Miss Squeers, sobbing.
Oh.
What's the matter, Fanny?
Nothing, Tilda dear.
I'm sure there is.
To Nicholas.
Say something to her. Shall I and John go into the little kitchen and come back presently?
What on earth should you do that for?
What for? Well, you are a one to keep company.
The servant enters, right hand, and takes off tea things.
We're going to have a game of cards, if it is agreeable. We had better go partners, as there are only 4 of us. Tilda dear, 2 against 2?
With all my heart. What do you say, Mr. Nickleby?
Brody, aside.
She don't ask I
shall feel a pleasure. Allow me to be your partner.
Takes her hand. Brody, aside.
That Lunnon chap wants Dakota. Oh, I'll...
Well, I never. Mr. Brody, shall we join partners against 'em?
Reseat themselves. Nicholas, dealing cards.
We intend to win everything.
Miss Tilda has won something she didn't expect.
Law, dear, your hair's coming out of curl.
Oh, never mind me.
I never had such luck. I should always like to have you for a partner, Mr. Nickleby.
I wish you had.
Did ever anybody hear?
Aside.
John, why don't you say something and not sit there so silent and glum?
Well, then, what I say is this. Dang me if I stand this any longer. Do you think I'm going to let that cockney chap make love to you after all I've done and spent? Haven't I treated you to all the races, fairs, and bull baitings in country? Didn't I, at last Tadcaster Fair, pay for £2 of gingerbread nuts, 2 combs as good as tortoiseshell, and a chap that dances when they pulls a string? Besides spending a matter of 9pence in the lucky bag, teetotums, cherry bounce, and sweet stuff. After all this, dost thou think I'm going to stand any London nonsense? No, I'd be damned if I do.
Going up to Nicholas.
Stand up like a man, and let me knock you down.
Pulls off coat and squares up to Nicholas.
Well, I'm sure, sir. What's all this about?
Laughs.
Don't laugh. I been a bit jealous. Oh, no. Ha, ha, ha. It'd be capital fun, bean't it? Eh? Ha!
Stamping with rage.
Oh, you two-faced Jezebel. Where be all my money? The lucky bag? Oh, I'll be revenged.
Kicks over table.
I will.
Exit right hand first entrance. Dragging off Miss Price. Miss Squeers sobbing violently.
Oh, I had 5 trumps in my hand.
Falls into Nicholas's arms. Exit left hand first entrance with Nickleby. Scene 7. The schoolroom at Dotheboys Hall. Desk, forms, etc. Mr. and Mrs. Squeers and the boys discovered at the opening of scene. The boys are heard spelling. Mrs. Squeers is looking in a cupboard in flat. Mrs. Squeers coming forward.
Drat the things. I can't find the school spoon anywhere.
Never mind it, dear. It's of no consequence.
No consequence? Isn't it brimstone morning?
Oh, I forgot. Yes, we must not neglect purifying the boy's blood, you know. Besides, if they had not something or other in the way of medicine, they'd be always ailing and giving a world of trouble, and it spoils their appetites, and comes cheaper than breakfast and dinner.
That Smike must have hid it somewhere or other.
Calls.
Smike, where are you?
I haven't seen the young gentleman this morning. Since Nickleby has been here, he's grown dull and lazy. A good thrashing will bring him to his senses, I'm thinking.
You are always thinking. Why don't you act? That Nickleby boy will set all the boys against you, with his proud, stuck-up ways. I hate the very looks of him.
My love, you are indiscreet.
Stuff! Don't tell me. I know what's what. Smike, where the devil are you?
Exit right hand.
He shall have a double allowance of brimstone for this, and no treacle.
Retires up to his desk, right hand. Enter Nicholas. First entrance, left hand.
When will the day arrive that enables me to turn my back on this accursed place, never to set foot in it again, or to think of it, even think of it, but with loathing and disgust? Added to my other sufferings, as if they were insufficient, is the pretended affection towards me, advanced by Miss Squeers, the disgusting prototype of her more disgusting father. By rejecting her attentions, I have set these people together by the ears, and made more enemies, when, heaven knows, I needed none. The unfeeling, dastardly conduct pursued by Squeers towards the boy Smike is beyond all forbearance. I'm determined to oppose such barbarity the next time, let the consequence be what it may.
Seats himself at desk. A low murmur heard without.
Boys, silence, or I'll...
Strikes form with his cane. They are instantly silent. Enter Mrs. Squeers with treacle.
Have you seen Smike this morning, Mr. Nickleby?
I have seen nothing of him since last night.
Come, sir, you won't save him this way. Where is he? He is missing.
Please, sir, I think Smike's run away.
Ha! Who said that?
Pumpkins, sir.
Squeers, seizing boy.
And what reason have you to suppose any boy would run away from this establishment? Eh, sir? Take that.
Boxes his ears.
I'll give you all notice. If I catch Smike, I'll only stop short of flaying him.
If you catch him, you can't help it, stupid. He hadn't any money, had he?
Never had a penny in all his life.
And he didn't take anything to eat with him, I'll answer for. Ha, ha! Then, of course, he must beg his way, and he could do that nowhere but on the public road.
That's true, and I've sent one chaise away, and Swallow's man another. So we're sure to catch the rascal before tonight.
Nicholas, aside.
Wretches.
Who says wretches?
Rapping with his cane.
Now, first class, treacle.
The boys all advance slowly and reluctantly. Mrs. Squeers gives each a spoonful of treacle, some a rap on the head with a spoon. Music tableau.
Now, is that physicking nearly over?
Just over.
Giving a little boy a very large spoonful.
There, that's the last.
Takes pen away. Boys make wry faces.
Now, Mr. Nickleby, we'll begin business for the day. First class in English spelling and philosophy, come forward.
6 ragged boys advance with tattered books. Nicholas places himself near Squeers.
We'll get up a Latin class by and by, which I shall turn over to you, Nickleby. Now then, where's the first boy?
Please, sir, he's cleaning the back parlour windows.
So he is, to be sure. We always go upon the practical mode of teaching, the regular education system. C-L-E-A-N. Verbative. To make bright. To scour. W-I-N. Win. D-E-R. Der. Winder. A casement. When the boy knows this out of a book, he goes and does it. It's just the same principle as the use of the globes. Now, where's the second boy?
Please, sir, he's weeding the garden.
To be sure he is. B-O-T, bot, T-I-N, tin, N-E-Y, nay, botany. Noun substantive, a knowledge of plants. When he has learned that botany means a knowledge of plants, he goes and knows them. That's our system. What do you think of it?
It's a useful one, at any rate.
I believe you. Third boy, what's a horse?
A beast, sir.
So it is, ain't it, Nickleby?
I believe there's no doubt of that, sir.
Of course there is not. A horse is a quadruped, and a quadruped is Latin for beast, as everybody that's gone through the grammar knows. Or else what's the use of having grammars at all? So, as you are in that, go and look after my horse and rub him down well. The rest of the class in philosophy, go and draw water up till somebody tells you to leave off, for it's a washing day tomorrow.
Enter Mrs. Squeers hastily, third entrance right hand.
We've got the gentleman at last. Swallow's man caught him on the road to York, tied him hand and foot to prevent him giving them the slip again.
Bring him in, bring him.
Mrs. Squeers exits and returns directly, dragging in Smike, trembling and dejected. Third entrance right hand. Nicholas aside.
Poor fellow, my heart bleeds for him.
Let every boy keep his place.
Striking desk.
Nickleby, attend here. Now, sir.
To Smike.
Have you anything to say for yourself?
Flourishing his cane.
Stand a little out of the way, Mrs. Squeers, my dear. I've hardly got room enough.
Spare me, sir, I was driven to it.
Driven to it, were you? Oh, it wasn't your fault. It was mine, I suppose, eh?
What does he mean by that?
We'll try and find out.
Seizes Smike and is in the act of striking him when Nicholas stands before them.
Stop!
Who cried stop?
This must not go on.
Must not go on?
No, I say must not. I will prevent it. You have disregarded all my quiet entreaties on this poor miserable boy's behalf. Therefore, don't blame me for this public interference. You have brought it on yourself.
Squeers, violently enraged.
Sit down, beggar.
Endeavoring to strike Smike.
Stand back.
Wretch, I will not stand by and see it done. I have a long series of insults to avenge, and my indignation is aggravated by the dastardly cruelties practised on helpless infancy in this foul den. Have a care, for if you raise the devil within me, the consequences shall fall heavily on your own head.
Dog! Rascal! Take that!
Strikes Nicholas a blow with the cane. Nicholas wrests the cane from him and beats him without mercy. Boys shout.
Get him!
Mrs. Squeers rushes in and belabors Nicholas. Master Squeers and Mrs. Squeers join in universal confusion.
Get him! Get him!
Tableau formed. End of Act 1. Act 2 of Nicholas Nickleby by Edward Stirling. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 2, Scene 1. A desolate, wild heath, with a barn or outhouse painted on one of the flats. Small practical door in same. Daybreak. Music. Piano. Smike discovered crouching on the stage, peeping through the barn door.
Yes, he's there. I'll watch beside him till he wakes, then hide behind the tall bushes, lest he should see and send me back. Oh, no, he would not be so cruel. They'd kill me now he's gone. I'm cold and hungry, yet very happy, for I'm near the only being that ever spoke kindly to me since I was a little child, eh?
Wildly.
What am I now? A man? A brave man? Ha ha! No, I'm nothing. A fool. Those cruel people always tell me so.
The barn door slowly opens, and Nicholas enters from it, covered with straw. Smike partially conceals himself behind the door.
I have slept well, spite of the fatigue and vexation that overwhelmed me, though I cannot banish fully from my mind the certain painful misgivings as to the probable fate of the boy Smike. It makes me shudder to even think of his unhappy situation.
Smike advances.
Oh, what is this? Can it be some lingering creation of the visions that have disturbed me? It cannot be real, and yet I am awake. Smike!
Smike, kneeling.
Yes, don't beat me.
Nicholas, raising him.
Wretched boy, why do you kneel to me?
To go with you, anywhere, everywhere, to the end of the world, to the churchyard grave. Let me go with you. You're my home, my kind friend. Take me with you, pray.
I am a friend that can do little for you. How came you here?
I have followed your footsteps a long, long way from there.
Shudders.
Oh, watched when you slept, and crouched like a hare in the grass when you stopped to eat. I was very hungry. I dare not ask for bread, or you might have discovered and sent me back.
Poor fellow! Your hard fate denies you any friend but one, and he is nearly as helpless as yourself.
May I go with you? I will be your faithful, hard-working servant. I will indeed. I want no clothes. These will do very well. I only want to be near you.
Taking Nicholas's hand.
And you shall. We will walk to London together, and the world shall deal by you as it does by me, till one or both of us shall quit it for a better.
Shaking Smike's hand.
Come.
Smike, laughing wildly.
Oh, I was so happy I don't feel a bit hungry now. Come, let us run all the way.
John Brodie whistles without. Right.
Hush! They are coming to carry me back. Don't let 'em.
Clings to Nicholas.
Silence, boy. You've nothing to dread.
Looks off. Right hand.
Unfortunate. It's my late rival, Mr. John Brodie. I am in no mood for noise and riot, and yet, do what I will, I shall not escape altercation with this honest blockhead, and perhaps a blow or two with his staff.
No, he shall beat me, not you.
Enter John Brodie, carrying a huge stick.
Barn door open, eh? What the devil's into it now?
Seeing Nicholas.
Gadzooks! These bees out betimes this morning. Servant, young gentleman?
Bows.
Yours.
Bows.
Well, we have met at last, eh?
Whistling and striking his stick on the ground. Smike shrinks away.
Yes, come. We parted on no very good terms the last time we met. It was my fault, I believe, but I had no intention of offending you, and no idea I was doing so. I was very sorry for it afterwards. Will you shake hands?
Offers hand.
Shake hands? That I will.
Shakes hands. Smike running forward.
Mine Mine too.
Offers his.
Dang it, man, what does this scarecrow do with thee? Why the face be all broken like? What'll be the matter?
It is a cut, a blow. But I returned it to the giver, and with interest too.
No, did he though? I like him for that.
The fact is, I've been ill-treated.
Smike, mournfully.
For me.
No, don't say that.
Yes, I have, by that man Squires, and I have beaten him soundly, and left the place in consequence.
What? Beaten the schoolmaster? Give us the hand again, youngster. Beaten the schoolmaster? Dang it, I love thee for it.
Shakes Nicholas's hand violently. Smike laughs.
Capital, capital, man. And what does mean to do, lad, now?
Go immediately to London. We are now on our way.
Brodie, shaking his hand.
Dost know how much coaches charge?
No, I do not. But that is of no consequence, for we intend walking.
Gang a way to London afoot? A matter of 190 miles?
Every step of the way.
We'll be there by night.
Silly lad. Goodbye, Brodie. We must walk 40 miles before night.
Going.
Stand still, no. How much cash hast thee gotten, man?
Not much. Perhaps 5 shillings. But I can make it enough. Where there's a will, there's a way.
5 shillings for 2 lads to walk to London with. 190 wearisome miles. No, I'm danged if they shall while John Brodie's got a golden guinea in his tall leather purse.
Pulling out a shabby purse and offering it to Nicholas.
There he be, lad. Take as much as you like, man.
You are too kind.
Too kind? Pack of stuff. Been it a duty of one man to assist another? If everybody would stick to that, there wouldn't be quite so much mischief done in t'world. Tack enough to carry thee home. Thee'll pay me yen one day, I warrant.
I will not refuse your generous-hearted kindness.
Taking money.
A sovereign will be quite enough.
One? Dang it, lad, take one apiece.
No, I thank you. 1 will be sufficient for both.
If thee won't have it, t'other chap shall. Here, Smike, here be one for thee.
Smike, taking money and giving it to Nicholas.
Both for you.
Heaven will reward you for this kindness.
It be all right. Something be thumping up and down under me waistcoat that tells me so.
Shakes hands with both.
Goodbye, bless ye. Oh, stop. Take this bit of timber to help thee on with, man. Keep a good heart and bless thee. Beaten schoolmaster. God, that's the best thing I've heard this 20 year.
Brodie exits right hand. Nicholas and Smike left hand. Nicholas carrying his bundle on his stick over his shoulder and waving his hand to Brodie. Smike looking back, nodding his head and holding Nicholas's coat-tail in one hand. Music. Scene 2. The showroom at Madame Mantalini's. Kate discovered arranging various articles of dress and bijouterie, large cheval glass, dresses, bonnets, and etc. scattered about the scene.
I am almost tired of this wretched state of existence. No relief, no relaxation. Perpetually associating with these odious people, not one being in the world that can understand or sympathize with my situation, but my mother, and that kind good creature, Newman Noggs. Innumerable are the little acts of delicate attention shown by him towards us. I quite love him.
Crosses upstage.
Amidst all our troubles is a comfort to learn from Nicholas that he is likely to do well. It is a bright star in our dark horizon.
Approaches glass. At the same moment, Mr. Scaly pops his head up from behind it. Kate screams.
Don't be alarmed, miss. This here is the manta-making concern, ain't it?
Yes. What do you want?
Wait a minute, young woman. Where's your governor?
What did you say?
Mr. Mantalini. What's come of him? Ain't he at home?
He is above stairs, I believe. Do you want him?
No, I don't exactly want him, if it's made a favour on. You can just give him that here card and tell him, if he wants to speak to me and save trouble, here I am, that's all.
Gives card to Kate.
I'll take the card to him immediately.
Exit right hand.
As you likes, miss.
Opens doors. Tix enters, touching glass with stick.
Good plate this here, Tix. And this here article wasn't made for nothing, mind you.
Pointing to silk. Enter Madame Mantalini and Kate. Scaly is arranging his neckcloth at glass.
gracious heaven, the wreck!
Oh, is this the missus?
It is Madame Mantalini, sir.
Madame sits in chair.
Then this is a writ of execution, and if it's not convenient to settle, we'll go over the house at once and take the inventory.
Mantalini enters hastily with a knife in his hand.
Stop, stop. What's the demmed total?
£1,527, 4 and 9pence halfpenny.
The halfpenny be demmed.
By all means, if you wish it, and the 9pence too. But what's this rig to be? Only a small crack or an out-and-out smash?
Mantalini hurriedly.
A demmed smash.
Very good. Then, Mr. Tom Ticks, Esquire, you must inform your angel wife and lovely family, as you won't sleep alone for 3 nights to come, along with being in possession here. Now, let's walk our precious legs upstairs and proceed to business.
Madame Mantalini sobs.
What's the use of fretting yourself, madam? A good half of what's here isn't paid for, I dare say, and what a consolation oughtn't that to be to her feelings.
Exit with Ticks. Madame Mantalini sobs. Mantalini approaching her.
My cup of happiness is sweet now. Will you listen to me for 2 minutes?
Oh, don't speak to me. You have ruined me. That's enough. Oh, oh.
Have I? The infernal rascal to ruin such a puppet? Let me cut his villain's demmed throat.
Raises razor to his throat.
Oh, Alfred, if you love me, don't. Miss Nickleby, arrest his arm, for heaven's sake. He will destroy himself. I spoke unkindly to him, and he cannot bear it from me. Alfred, my darling, Alfred, don't.
Embracing him.
I'm not fit to live, to breathe the same air as my angel wife. I'm too demmed bad. Let me die. Let me fall a demmed bleeding object at your pretty little feet.
Alfred, I didn't mean to say. I didn't mean to say it.
Clinging to him.
Ruined.
Starting.
Haven't I brought ruin to the best, the purest creature that ever blessed a damnation vagabond?
Flourishing razor.
Let me go. Let me make myself a horrid object.
Pray compose yourself, my own angel. It was nobody's fault.
Mantalini groans.
Oh, this is too beautiful.
Never mind, dear. We shall do very well yet.
Mantalini starting.
Oh, dip it. The razor's too demmed sharp.
If you talk so, Alfred, you'll drive me mad.
Mad? Is there no demmed mineral poison in the world? Will no kind, invaluable, demmed friend blow my brains out? Let me go. I can't live. Let me hide in some solitary corner and cut my throat quietly.
Help! Help, for heaven's sake! Alfred! Alfred! Cut mine first!
I will, with the same demmed razor.
All exit right hand, first entrance, music. Scene 3. Lodgings of Newman Noggs, a meanly furnished garret. Scene half dark. Noggs, speaking without, left.
This way. Come this way, my dear boy.
Newman Noggs enters left, carrying a glass of rum and water. A candlestick, very old and shabby, with a small candle in it alight. He pushes in Nicholas and Smike. The 2 latter appear much fatigued. Smike carries bundle and stick.
Taste this.
Pouring rum and water down both their mouths.
You are wet through, and I haven't even a change to offer you.
I have dry clothes in my bundle. If you look so distressed to see me, you will add to the pain I feel already at being compelled to cast myself upon your slender means for shelter.
Nog, grasping him.
Good lad, good lad. You won't refuse to eat, will you?
Taking some bread and cheese from his pocket, wrapped in a piece of paper.
It's the best I have. Eat heartily. Bless you.
Thank ye, thank ye. Now, tell me of my mother and sister. Are they well?
Well, both well.
Now, listen to me. Before I would make an effort to see them, I deemed it expedient to come to you, lest, by gratifying my own selfish desire, I should injure them. What has my uncle heard from Yorkshire?
Smike, during this, is picking up the crumbs, which he has dropped on the stage, and eats them, Noggs smiles and shakes his head.
What has he heard? I am prepared to hear the very worst that malice has suggested. Tell me at once, pray.
Tomorrow. Hear it tomorrow.
What a purpose would that answer?
Sleep the better, that's all.
I should sleep the worse. I cannot hope to close my eyes unless you tell me everything. Don't fear. You may rouse my indignation or wound my pride, but you will not break my rest. For if the scene were acted over again, I could take no other part than I have taken. Never, if I starve or beg in consequence. If I had stood by tamely and passively, I should have hated myself, and merited the contempt of every man in existence. The black-hearted scoundrel, Squires.
My dear young man, you must not give way to this sort of things will never do. You know, as to getting on in the world, if you take everybody's part that's ill-treated, why?
Seizing Nicholas's hand and shaking it violently.
Damn it, I'm proud to hear of it, and would have done it myself. That Squeers is a damned scoundrel. I hope you thrashed him well. The day before yesterday, your uncle received this letter. I took a hasty copy of it while he was out.
Produces dirty letter.
Shall I read it?
If you please.
Noggs, reading, and spelling occasionally.
Sir, my pa requests me to write to you. The doctor's considering it doubtful whether he will ever recover the use of his legs, which prevents his holding a pen. He is one mask of bruises, both blue and green, likewise 2 forms which is steeped in his gore. When your nevy, that you recommended for a teacher, had done this to my pa, and jumped upon his body with his feet, he assaulted my ma, dashed her to the earth, and drove her back comb several inches into her head, a very little more, and it must have entered her skull. Me and my brother were then the victims of his fury. I am screaming out loud all the time I write with pain, the monster having satiated his thirst for blood, run away, taking with him a boy of desperate character called Smike, and a garnet ring belonging to my ma. My pa begs that if he comes to you, the ring may be returned, and that you will let the thief and assassin go. And if we prosecuted him, he would only be transported, and if he is let go, he's sure to be hung before long. Hoping to hear from you when convenient, I remain yours and Satire, Fanny Squeers. P.S. I pity his ignorance and despise him.
Noggs, aside, and looking at Smike.
Is that the boy of desperate character? Poor fella, poor fella.
Mr. Noggs, I must go out at once.
Putting his hat on.
Go out?
Yes, to Golden Square. Nobody who knows me would believe this story of the ring, but it is due to myself that I should state the truth. Besides, I have a word or two to exchange with Mr. Ralph Nickleby, which will not keep cool.
They must.
They must not, indeed.
Going.
You have nothing to fear at present. Your uncle is too much employed to think of you. He had hardly read this letter when he was called away. Its contents are known to nobody but himself and us.
Not even to my mother and sister? If I thought that they... I will go there. I will see him immediately. I am determined.
Then I'll go with you. Let me see your uncle first, to pave the way for you. He may be at the counting-house. We'll try that first. He gives a grand party and dinner at home to his friends. Ha! Ha! His friends! Poor devils! That he plunges into ruin by his kindness. He once was kind to me. Very. Ha!
Calmly.
You can wait at the corner of Silver Street while I go in. I'll give you the signal to enter. Don't be impetuous. Meet him calmly. He's a dangerous man. I know it too well. Too well.
Exit left. Nicholas, thoughtfully gazing on the ground and sighing.
What a miserable, wretched fate is mine.
Smike, creeping towards him and placing his hand on his arms.
Pray don't look so sad. I know you've got into great trouble by bringing me away. I ought to have known that and stopped behind you. You're not rich. You have not enough for yourself, and I should not be here. You grow thinner every day. Your cheek is paler, and your eye more sunk. I cannot bear to look at you. Today I've tried to leave you, but I could not without a word. I love you too much.
The word which separates us shall never be said by me. I would not lose you now for all the world could give. Give me your hand. My heart is linked to yours. What if I am steeped in poverty? You lighten it, and we shall be poor or rich together.
Exit, shaking hands, left. Smike carries bundle and stick. Scene 4. The counting house of Ralph Nickleby. 2 desks, stool, practical window, and door in flat. The window opens to Golden Square. Ralph Nickleby discovered, seated at his desk, looking over papers.
Curses on them both. To think that all my plans should be overthrown. Rendered abortive by the headstrong rashness of this boy, Nicholas. He shall never have 1 penny of my money, or 1 crust of my bread, or 1 grasp of my hand. No, not to save him from the loftiest gallows in all Europe.
Rises.
At every risk, Smike must be separated from him, or some unfortunate event might reveal all.
Pauses.
Yes. They will surely make for London. I'll be upon the watch for them. My dutiful nephew shall see the inside of a prison. The garnet ring will fix him there, and the poor fool that accompanies him shall back to Yorkshire.
Chuckles.
He'll be safe this time with his kind master Squeers, I'll warrant.
Collecting papers.
These deeds shall go with me. I am at last resolved to destroy them. Present circumstances demand it for my own security.
Puts them in his pocket-book. Newman Noggs enters left, with a very shabby umbrella under his arms, which he opens and places on stage near his desk. He then takes his hat off and hangs it up, and hobbles to his desk, which is a high one, and commences mending a pen.
So, sir, you are here at last? Pray, why didn't you come before, when you knew I wanted to leave the office earlier?
Humph!
Affecting to write.
Fool.
Brute!
Why, I keep such an idle dog about me, I can't tell.
Keep? Starve, you mean?
What's that you are mumbling, sir, eh?
A thing you don't understand. The truth.
Bah! I wish I had never seen you.
So do I, with all my soul.
Is this your gratitude to me, rascal?
Noggs, leaning over desk.
What have I to be grateful for? Is it the knowledge that your cruel conduct brought me to ruin? Or is it for the miserable pittance that you begrudgingly bestow upon me weekly in the shape of wages?
Ralph, passionately.
Do you know me, sir?
I do. Worst luck.
Scoundrel. Did I not release you from prison and take you into my employment?
You did, but you first sent me there. As long as I had houses and land to mortgage, Mr. Ralph Nickleby was my very good friend. When they ceased, his friendship ceased, and his very dear friend, Newman Noggs, became a fool, an idle vagabond, and a prison was much too good for him, in the opinion of the honest, warm-hearted, conscientious Ralph Nickleby.
Sits down.
Very good, sir, very good. Now be kind enough to listen to me for 1 minute. We part, sir, and if, after tomorrow, you dare to place your foot in my house, I'll send you back to prison, to starve, sir, to starve. Don't let me be disturbed tonight. I have friends at home. Tomorrow, remember my promise, beggar.
During this speech, he has taken the pocket-book from the desk and placed it apparently in his breast pocket, but, wearing a Spencer coat over the other, the book slips between them and falls on stage unnoticed. Ralph exits left, shaking his finger at Newman Noggs. Noggs opens desk and takes out a bottle from it and drinks. Noggs, getting down and walking up and down the stage.
Perhaps I have acted wrong, but that's nothing new. I'm never right. Quarrelling with the oppressor is not the best way of serving the oppressed. Nicholas must not see his uncle while this angry fit is on. He called me a beggar. He that made me one. Oh, if I could but repay the villain.
Kicks the pocketbook.
What's this?
Picking it up.
His pocketbook? It will be safe here till morning.
He is in the act of placing it on the desk when the papers, which are much longer than the pocketbook, catch his eye. Turning them over, he reads,
The copy of a will. Perhaps his own. I should like to see what he has done for poor Nicholas. For once in his life, he may have acted with a little generosity towards his fellow creatures. At all events, there's no great harm in peeping.
Opens will and reads.
Am I awake?
Speaking and reading rapidly.
I give and bequeath all my personal estates, land houses, funded property to my executor, Mr. Ralph Nickleby, in the event of the death of my only child, Thomas Smike. Oh, I shall choke. 20,000, 3.5%. Landed estates in Surrey, Portland Place. Oh, I see it all now. Ralph Nickleby, you old rascal.
Rubbing his hands violently.
Now, the beggar may have a chance of sending you to prison, to starve. Ah!
Runs to the window, throws it up and calls, Nickleby, Nickleby. Nicholas and Smike appear at the window.
Come in.
Opens door in flat. They enter.
Don't speak a word, my dear boy. Let me talk.
But my uncle...
Damn your uncle. Listen to me.
Taking Smike's hand.
I want to ask this boy a question or two. Has he a good memory?
I don't know.
I had once, but it's all gone now. All gone.
Sighs.
Why do you think you had once?
Because I could remember when I was a child, before I went to that place.
Shuddering.
Did you find your way there alone?
No. Oh, no.
Who was with you?
A man. A dark, withered man.
Imitates the look of Ralph Nickleby.
I was glad to leave him. I was afraid of him.
Do you recollect anything about the house you lived in before this man took you into Yorkshire?
No.
Nicholas looks at Smike, who suddenly recollects.
Yes. A room, I remember. I slept in a room, a large, lonesome room, at the top of the house, where there was a trap door in the ceiling. I have covered my head with clothes often, not to see it, for it frightened me. A young child with no one near at night, and I used to wonder what was on the other side.
Noggs, laughing and singing.
Ha ha! Tollo, diddle doll.
Hugging Smike.
It's all right. This is the very house. The trapdoor's upstairs. You shall have your own. Tollolol, my dear boy.
Shakes Nicholas's hands.
Are you mad, Mr. Noggs?
Yes, with joy. Don't ask me any questions now. You shall learn all presently. Jump into a coach with me. Take 2. We'll fetch your mother, then drive to your uncle's. Your sister is there already. He gives a grand party tonight, and I'm sure he'll be delighted to see us all. Very. Ha ha. Come along, boys. I'm proud of you. I wish I'd been your father, but never mind. I'll be a mother and father to you both.
Exit left, hastily dragging Nicholas and Smike. Scene 5. A handsome suite of rooms at Ralph Nickleby's. Richly furnished, carpeted, chandeliers, sofas, and etc. Ralph, Kate, Mantalini, Lord Verisopht, Sir Mulberry Hawk, Honourable Sir Swab, Colonel Coucher, Messrs. Pluck and Pike discovered. Music.
Lord Frederick Verisopht. My niece, Miss Nickleby.
Lord Verisopht, lispingly.
Delighted to know her.
Bows.
Colonel Chaucer, Honourable Mr. Swab, Mr. Pike, and Mr. Pluck, my dear gentleman, my niece.
Gents bow. Kate curtsies.
Damn it, Nicky, don't leave me out.
Advancing.
You have met my niece before, I believe, at...
Mantalini, interrupting him.
Yes, I believe so too.
Aside to Lord Verisopht.
The old boy is jealous. The fact is, Verry, she's most outrageously, damnably in love with me. Poor little pet, how can she help it? I am so damned beautiful.
Retires up, talking to Lord Verisopht, followed by gentlemen laughing.
Oh, Monty.
Truth, the damned truth, 'pon honour.
Saunters off, shaking his hand to Kate, unobserved by Ralph.
Now let me lead you down. Dinner will soon be served.
Pray, uncle, are there any ladies here?
No, I don't know any. Come.
Must I go immediately? I should like to arrange my dress.
Oh, very well, you can do that here. There's a glass. I'll come for you in a few minutes.
Aside.
These women always want something.
Exit Centre. Kate, arranging her hair at glass.
I wish my dear mother was here with me. The rude gaze of uncle's guests annoy me beyond measure.
Re-enter Mantalini on tiptoe. Centre downstage.
There she is, the charming Rosy-Posy. I'll make her damned happy. I'll show her this beautiful waist by whispering damned soft pretty nonsense into her delicate little ear.
Advancing.
I am astonished at meeting Mr. Mantalini here, after the scene at his house.
My name? She dotes upon me. Mantalini, you damned, wicked, lucky lady's pet.
Poor Nicholas. I wonder what he is doing now. I wish I could see him.
She wants to see me. I'm a damned happy woman's tormentor.
Kneeling at Kate's feet.
Adorable enchantress, behold me at your delicious little 10 toes.
Kate, starting back.
You here, sir?
Yes, ain't it damned kind? Jump into its adorer's arms at once, and let it stop its pretty mouth with damnably fine kisses.
Sir, dare you address this language to me, under my uncle's roof? Shame upon you, sir. If you have no respect for yourself, remember your wife.
Never mind its ugly wife. Moppets, poppets, will fly far enough from her reach. Love me, and it shall have everything it wishes for. A new cab, a damned little tiger, and a box at the opera. You'll dote upon me when you know me better. Upon my soul you will, dear. This damned beautiful hair, and these outrageously beautiful whiskers are real. No damned macassar.
Aside.
If she resists the damned whiskers, she's not worth having.
Your behaviour, sir, offends and disgusts me beyond measure. If you have one spark of gentlemanly feeling, you will leave me instantly.
Mantalini laughs.
Ha 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 ha! Now it's making fun of its devoted darling. Cruel, damned cruel, Kitty.
Taking her hand and kissing it.
Unhand me, sir, this instant. Uncle, help! Help!
They struggle a minute or two, when Nicholas rushes in centre, and Ralph and Mrs. Nickleby enter centre, following Nicholas. Nicholas, knocking Mantalini down.
Scoundrel!
Kate rushes to her mother. Ralph stands astonished at seeing Nicholas. Mantalini, rising.
Damn that fellow! He has ruffled my whiskers. So next time it speaks first to a woman, may its whiskers entirely drop off, and no damned bear's grease be able to bring them back again. Damn it!
Exit centre.
Is it thus, sir, you expose, beneath your own roof, a helpless girl, your dead brother's child, to insult and degradation? You shrink to look at me. You well may. Shame! Shame upon you!
Ralph, recovering from his surprise.
How dare you, sir, enter my house unbidden, after your disgraceful conduct in Yorkshire? If I did my duty, I should immediately deliver you up to justice.
Justice? What does he mean, Nicholas? I'm sure you are innocent.
Embracing him.
Innocent indeed.
Sneeringly.
Pray, do innocent men inveigle nameless vagabonds and prowl about the country? Assault, riot, theft? What do you call these?
A lie, and well you know it. You, who under the pretence of serving, heaped every insult, wrong, and indignity upon my head. You, who sent me to a den, where, indeed, cruelty worthy of yourself runs wanton. Youthful misery stalks precocious, where the lightness of childhood shrinks into the heaviness of age, and its very promise blights and withers as it grows.
Of what does he accuse you, brother?
First, of attacking his master, and being within an ace of qualifying himself for a trial for murder, and robbing his mistress of a valuable ring.
'Tis false. The woman, the wife of the fellow from whom these charges come, dropped, as I suppose, a worthless ring among some clothes of mine, early on the morning on which I left the house. I found it when I opened my bundle on the road, and returned it at once by coach, and they have it now.
I knew it. I was sure you would scorn so mean an act. But about this boy, in whose company they say you left.
That boy, a silly, helpless creature, that I rescued from brutality and hard usage, is with me now.
Do you choose to restore that boy, sir?
No, I do not.
You do not?
No.
Newman Noggs enters upper entrance left, followed by all the visitors, and advances down center.
No, I'm damned if he does.
Dog, what brings you here?
Business. I know you are fond of that.
Producing pocketbook.
This pocketbook belongs to you. You lost it, I found it.
Ralph, aside.
Confusion. Give it to me. Give it me.
To be sure, I will. There's the book. Its contents I keep for the right owner.
Offers book. Ralph, enraged.
Give me the papers. Would you rob me?
Rob? No, I leave the robbing for you to do. These papers belong to a poor, persecuted orphan named Smike.
Bringing Smike in from upper entrance.
Do you know him?
Music. Chord. Picture. Ralph appears overwhelmed with confusion. Smike runs to Nicholas.
'Tis he. 'Tis he. The cruel man that left me at the school.
Noggs, rubbing his hands joyfully.
Ah, I knew it. I knew it.
Giving papers to Nicholas.
Look over these. Chance give them to my hands. Deeds which your uncle unlawfully withheld, seeking to deprive this lad of his property.
Nicholas, looking hastily over the papers.
Villain!
Kate to Smike.
Poor boy.
Patting his head, Smike kisses her hand. Noggs, walking up to Ralph, rubbing his hands.
And now, Mr. Ralph Nickleby, I think the dog, the beggar, the fool that you kept from starving and rescued from prison is more than a match for you now, eh?
Chuckles.
Wretch, you show your teeth, do you? Beware, I'll be revenged. The law will protect me against your plot. I'll indict you for a conspiracy. I'll transport you all.
Rushing out, left upper entrance. Noggs laughs and rubs his hands left. Nicholas, giving paper to Smike.
These papers place you forever far beyond the reach of poverty. Riches are yours.
Smike, returning papers to Nicholas.
For you, not for me. I only want to live and die with you, my kind, my only friend. No, not my only friend. I hope that we have been fortunate enough to secure the good wishes and approbation of a numerous circle of kind friends.
Pointing to audience.
Who by their generous sympathy and support will ensure the future career of Smike and Nicholas Nickleby.
End of Act 2. End of Nicholas Nickleby by Edward Stirling.